Hey everyone, it's Tyler and Michelle Strike from Universal Rackets, and in this video we are going to be going over different types of dinking strategies that can win you more points. In this video we're going to be teaching you different types of places to place your dinks and what's going to happen after that. I feel like many players when they play pickleball, and when I was starting out, all I think is just getting it in the kitchen. Just get it in the kitchen, just get it in the kitchen. Not have one type of clue about where to place the ball.
Right.
But different types of placements can create different types of opportunities. So once you're done this video, you're going to have tons of different places to place your dinks, and you're going to know what is going to happen right after that shot. And anticipation is key for high-level pickleball.
Correct.
What do you think?
I think that there's a lot of players that are like, oh, I don't want to play the left side or I don't want to play the right side because my dinks are just not good on that side. And they're so worried about messing up their dink and getting the ball put away at them or their partner. We're going to give you ideas and tips here how to become more confident in your dink and to actually control the kitchen with your mindset and outsmart your opponents.
I feel like high-level players as well, they don't just see the kitchen as a big rectangle. They see the kitchen in different types of segments. They see different targets on the kitchen. After this video, hopefully you're going to be able to visualize the kitchen differently than you have done before. Let's get started. When you're beginning in pickleball, the first thing that they teach you is what? Not to hit the ball in the air while you're in the kitchen because you automatically lose the point. Then, once you progress a little bit, you get that, then you don't want to hit the ball outside of the kitchen. You want to keep the ball in this rectangle. The reason why is because dinking neutralizes your opponents. Think the reason why they put the kitchen in pickleball is because you can't go like this. The only time that I can swing down at the ball is if my opponent pops the ball up in the air and then I can hit it down. If my opponent dinks the ball into the kitchen, what's the only thing that I can do? I have to hit up because there's a net. So if you keep the ball in the kitchen, you're going to neutralize your opponent or eliminate them from hitting a super aggressive shot. Then as you progress, instead of just thinking about getting the ball in the kitchen, the first thing I want you to think about is trying to get your opponent out wide. By getting your opponent out wide, what is that going to do, Michelle?
It's going to make me off balance and scramble to just return the ball. Move your opponent.
So if you can get your opponents moving and off balance, like Michelle said, that is a great way to be more effective, win more points, and force more pop-ups.
If you dink the ball right to me while I'm standing here, I have to do nothing. I have to move nowhere. I just take my paddle and I hit it back because you were so nervous about just making a good dink and not popping it up. If you can be more intentional about moving me out here or moving me in the middle, you're going to have a better chance at making me mess up and then having your team win the point.
So the first thing that I want you to visualize on the court is that there is a cone here and there's a cone out wide on Michelle's side. So Michelle and I are going to go back and forth and try to work on pulling your opponent out wide diagonally. This is going to, again, move your opponent and make them uncomfortable. So the first thing after you get confident getting the ball into the kitchen, you're going to work on going diagonal. Another big thing when I was picking up the game of pickleball is when you go diagonal, it opens up the middle. And what I mean by that is, Michelle, stay diagonal. Here we are. So we're going diagonal, she's staying diagonal. Here we are. One more. It opens up the middle because many intermediate level players do not recover back. And I feel like the first type of placement that players do is the actual diagonal dink. And they're thinking so much diagonal, diagonal, diagonal that they forget to move. Then the next thing, what can you do if you pull the person out wide too much?
You can go up the line.
Here we are. So you can go around and I can go around and try to hit an ATP. Now, we would have to create that more, but for video purposes, I rushed that. But you don't want to get too diagonal.
Right.
However, though, dinking diagonal is a great tip if you're a beginner intermediate player to open up the court and throw your opponent off balance.
Now, you mentioned about opening the middle of the court using a cross-court dink, and there are two ways that you can capitalize on this as well that are very important to defend and to attack. So if Tyler's hitting me a cross-court dink out here, and this is what he said. He said intermediate players sometimes have trouble recovering. It also can be a higher level player depending on their footwork. But if I'm pulled out wide here, he said they're having a hard time coming back in the middle to recover. But what also can happen, and that will generate a pop-up for you to capitalize on, is this their partner. If I'm out wide here, a lot of players don't realize that this partner now needs to come fully onto my side of the court to protect the middle. Because remember, you want to follow the ball and you need to move with your partner. So yes, Tyler could capitalize up the middle, but if I have a good partner, they should be here protecting the middle, and that's going to force Tyler to take a low percentage shot up the line.
Yes.
If he's looking for the gaps that are naturally created with great court positioning.
And you have to remember, angle creates angle. And why is dinking out wide cross court, visualizing that you have a out wide target, so effective as well? Is because, look, if I hit to Michelle in the middle, what type of shot are you hitting, forehand or backhand?
Forehand.
What type of shot? Now, if I hit over here, what type of shot?
A harder shot, a backhand.
So how many players feel much worse hitting their backhand than their forehand? They're way more insecure about their backhand compared to their forehand.
Definitely less confident.
So if you pull them out wide, you're going to target their backhand.
Right, and I feel like a lot of players, I would venture to say even myself too, like a lot of players are not confident in their up the line backhand dink. That's usually like the hardest shot to pick up because it takes so much finesse, so much footwork, so much control, so much important placement, because if you do one thing wrong over here, there's two people that are going to completely demolish you.
Yes.
So hitting the ball in the middle is going to give, I love middle balls on this left side because then I can take everything as a forehand. I'm just so much more confident with my forehand.
So the first thing, again, we recommend is try pulling the person out wide. A great play if you've never aimed your dinks before is you're going to go 2 out wide. So I'm going to go 2 out wide, 1 out wide. Look, angle creates angle, so she's going to give me some, and then 1 in the middle. So again, you're going to go 2 out wide, 1, you're going to go 2, and then you're going to go 1 in the middle. Now, you're going to do that until what? Your partner shows that they move over, or your opponent who you're hitting to shows that they can shift back and they know how to do that. Now, that's a great tip to do because also anticipation we were talking about. And if I go out wide to you, you're mentioning if you go down the line, it's a low percentage shot, right? So every single time I go out wide, I am probably 95% getting the next ball. Because why? It's going to be super difficult for Michelle to go up the line here. Or her partner or my partner will be ready. So every single time that you go out wide, you should expect to get the next ball. Now let's talk about the middle of the court. The middle of the court causes confusion. So not only you have to go out wide, but a huge part of my game when I was progressing from intermediate to advanced is the middle of the court. The middle of the court changes the pattern. The middle of the court causes confusion, and the middle of the court opens up the court in multiple ways. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, I think it is crucial when you are playing against a team that you've never played before, you don't know your opponents, start going up the middle and see how many times they let a middle ball go. You can get so many winners, like up the middle solves the riddle. And when you're here, you don't know if I'm going to take the forehand, or if I feel like if it's on my side of the court, I have to take it, or is my partner going to come take it because they're a stronger player, they're better at dinking, and they want to speed up more balls.
So a great thing to do is picture, again, that there's this target and you're going straight ahead in the middle. So we're going back and forth to each other in the middle of the court. Now notice when this ball is going here, if I have a partner and you've never met this person before and you're out playing open play for the first time, you might be afraid to take their ball. They might be afraid to take your ball. So the middle ball is going to create confusion. And like you said, down the middle solves the riddle.
Also, a dink to the middle of the court is a great way to reset the momentum of the point. Like all of these shallow dinks you just saw us do, like Tyler, hit me a shallow dink. If I wanted to attack that, I can't because it was shallow and it's to the middle. I have to move all the way from my ready position here to get into the middle of the court. There's nothing that I can do except for dink it back. I have no angle. I have nowhere that I can go. There's nothing that I can attack but hit the ball gently over the net.
And like you said, reset the point. And going in the middle is a great way to bail yourself out of a bad position. And what I mean by that, if you listen to our first location where to hit, which is what? Out wide, we're going out wide. And every single time we go out wide, look, she's pulling me out, maybe I'm out of position, she's really hurting me. Look, I'm going to go back in the middle and it's going to reset the point.
Yeah.
Where players go wrong is do that again, give me an out wide ball. where players go wrong is you're gonna get beat, right? You're gonna be hurt or she's gonna beat you, and you're gonna try to go back cross court. Or what I do sometimes, which I shouldn't do, is you're gonna get pulled out wide, and then you're gonna go up the line. So if you get pulled out wide, what you don't wanna do is you don't wanna go straight ahead. Because what is this person going to do?
Give that to me.
If I was right here, or you can do it, right?
Give it to me.
Say someone pulled me out wide, and you have a partner here. Watch, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna run away because I don't want to die.
Love that
but
shot.
You don't want to do that. So going in the middle, go over there again. Pretend, here, imaginary partner over there, okay? If anyone wants to be in our videos, let us know in the comments. So they pull me out wide, right? So I can't go, going cross court's gonna be super difficult. Going straight ahead, she's absolutely going to kill me. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go in the middle to reset the point. And look, what's going to happen? You're going to take a backhand, or they're going to take a forehand dink that they're going to have to hit low to high.
I want you to come here. I want you to give me this. So I'm like hoping for this. Me coming all the way back over here is a great place to put the ball because it's catching me off guard.
So again, you can set up, create opportunities out wide. Going in the middle can reset points. It can bail you out, so it can be kind of used as a defensive shot, but then also it can be used as an offensive shot, like you said, because it changes the pattern, it causes confusion, and you can't do anything with that ball.
Right.
Now let's talk about one more place where you can go. Now, here's the thing. Everyone thinks out wide, then you learn the middle, but one other place that you can go is straight ahead. The reason why you can go straight ahead is because if you can jam your opponent, it's going to pop up the ball. If you can get this thing to their body at the right time, it's going to pop the ball up in the air. So what I mean by that is I can't just let a sitting duck here because she's going to be able to do something with it. But if I get a deep dink to her and I'm going at her, it can create, here we are, a pop-up if she doesn't do the proper thing.
No, I want to say one other thing about this. You want to aim for their dominant foot. Put these aggressive dinks at their dominant foot, because if you put it at my non-dominant foot, I still have space to go from here to here. If you're putting it at my non-dominant foot, I could really only block it back. And then I'm not sure if I should take it out of the air or if I have to let it bounce. And then I step back and there's a pop-up, or I take it out of the air and it's not a good volley, and then you can also attack that ball.
Yes, so when you're dinking, think that dominant foot, and then also think the main goal of this is to put your opponents off balance. It's to keep your opponents off balance. It's keep them out of balance, not make them feel comfortable, put pressure on them, getting them moving. Because if you're stationary, if I'm like this, and I'm here, and I'm just standing here, I can dink all day. But if I'm moving around, if she's putting pressure on me and I'm moving, it's going to, number one, get me out of position, and then number two, it's going to force me to pop the ball up in the air, and you're going to be able to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
So those are the three different types of dinks that I'd like you to see, and visualize the court like this, okay? Number one, you have here, here, and here. When I play, I've done it so many times with cones and targets that I see cones and targets in the middle, out wide, and up the tee.
So speaking of that visualization, this is such a great tip that I haven't talked about in a while. So you've probably never heard it before, from me at least yet. But when we're visualizing the court, you need to always understand that there will always be one lane that is open on the court, okay? So that means if you divide this kitchen into three, so we have the out wide cone that he was talking about, we have the middle part, if we're looking this way, and then we have this side, 3 here, and then you have 3 more, so there's 6. So if I hit a ball to Tyler and he has to come over here and cover the line, that is going to leave the furthest lane open for my next shot. So if I'm going here, the most ideal shot will be that farthest lane, because there has to always be one lane open. So if you're able to visualize this and know, you can actually start creating patterns to force your opponents off balance and then create an opportunity for yourself. You do not want to just think, don't pop it up, don't miss my dink. I stink at the dinks on the right side, I stink at the dinks on the left side. You want to develop confidence in your dink game, because more times than not, you're going to create an opportunity for your team because you just have that confidence, because you know there is one lane open. I can guarantee you a huge percentage of new players have no idea that one lane is always open. But if you're moving your opponents and they're moving properly together, it could even be 2 lanes if they don't know how to move on the court. But always find that open lane and then attack it, and know that for defense as well when you're getting dinked on.
Yeah, and 2 takeaways from what you said. Number 1 is if you say continually, don't pop it up, don't pop it up, don't pop it up to yourself, what are you going to do? You're going to pop it up. The second thing, and we've went in this on our last couple of videos, which I think is huge, to just have a plan when you're playing. Not just, oh, get the ball in the kitchen, get the ball in the kitchen. No, I'm going to dink out wide. I'm going to try to find the open lane every single time. I'm going to be able to get into the proper position every single time. It'll help a ton.
Right, and then there's also something called a dinking pattern. So Tyler had mentioned he likes to go 2 out wide and then 1 in the middle. So that's a pattern. So you know to aim out wide, 3rd dink goes in the middle, and then you can go back and repeat the pattern again until you find a place to mess them up or find that open lane to attack.
Do you want to show them this?
Sure.
Let's go. You explain.
Okay, so we'll do the one I just said, 2 out wide. And this is a good drill as well because everyone always asks about drills. I'm going to hit 2 dinks out wide, so is Tyler. He's going to return my dinks out wide. And then on our 3rd shot, we're going to go to the middle and they're going to repeat the pattern until someone messes up, and then you can capitalize and put the ball away. So it's going to force both of us to be very serious in these dinks and to get them right. 1, 2, middle. 1, 2, middle.
Woo.
There we go, and I lost that point. 1, 2, middle.
Good.
But you get the point. And then as soon as you get a ball that you can attack, we should really be putting those away. But we wanted to show you the pattern.
What's the next pattern?
I would rotate from people. So I would hit 1 dink cross court to you, and then I would hit a dink to their foot over here, and then I can go to another dink up the line and look for an Ernie there if they give it back. If not, it's going to go cross court to my opponent. So this is like 1, 2, 3 across the whole entire kitchen.
Well, I'm certainly not running for that. So another pattern that you can do as well, if you have 2 people, is you can go 1 in the middle, 1 in the middle, or 1 in the tee, 1 in the middle, 1 out wide. So one person's going to be standing here working on the different locations. And again, I'm going to go 1 here, 1 in the middle, and 1 out wide. Again, so here, middle, out wide, and you're going to repeat it every single time.
And it's helpful too to put cones, because the more you put cones, the more you're going to see those cones in your matches, and you're going to go out with a plan. You're going to be intentional. You're going to generate opportunities for yourself because you're no longer worrying about, oh my gosh, is my dink going to go over the net? And always think a low aggressive dink is going to put them in either a neutral or they're going to lose. You don't want to just worry about not missing your shot.
100%.
And if you go in with a plan, you're going to be more confident, and then your partner can know that you're going over these patterns, and they know when to step over and take the middle ball and capitalize, because you guys are working together to a goal. You're not just lolly-dolling out there on the court playing pickleball with no intention.
Yeah. So next time you're on court, try to use these different types of placements and strategies, and it's going to make pickleball way easier, and you're going to be able to win so many more points.
Yeah.
We have this amazing Selkirk gear on. I have my new Selkirk outfit, have the Selkirk shoes. We got these awesome paddles.
I like it.
The Invicta Vanguard Pro mid-weight. Make sure to check them out. They're linked in our description.
The checkered pattern.
Make sure to use our code INF-Universal. We have a new code, links in the description, INF-Universal. Get them, check them out. Amazing new paddle.
My dress.
Beautiful dress from Popflex, not Selkirk. Subscribe, like, share, and we'll see you guys next time on court.